G'day, welcome to Duckzorly Gaming and another mod review, the first for 2018, although it's not really a mod review. Today what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the relatively new, it's only a week old or thereabouts, GEO from Realismus Modding, which is the South Australian GEO. Now, being an Aussie, we thought that, or I thought that we'd have a bit of a look at it. Thanks to Farmer Klein for actually letting me know that it was available. After being away for three weeks or so, I wasn't even aware it was out. In any case, we're going to have a look at it. We're on the Southern Australian map, which was created by, and I've forgotten the name of the author, my sincere apologies, but this map was created for the modding contest back last year, and I know it's not seasons ready, but we shouldn't really need anything in the way of snow masks because I'm not expecting to see any snow at all. Okay, so let's get in and have a bit of a look at this this GEO and see what's different to our previous GEOs that we've seen. Okay, so the actual layout, nothing different, obviously. Temperatures, 5 degrees, 7 degrees, 10 degrees. That's about what you saw previously for those. That doesn't change the actual temperature of what you need the ground to be to plant your crops. What does change, though, is the cycle of your crops, as in the planting and harvesting cycle. So whereas previously, if we just looked at the base seasons mod, we would effectively be planting through spring and early summer or midsummer, and then harvesting late summer through to autumn, with not much going on in winter. But as you can see here, for Australian conditions, it's a little bit different. So planting for our wheat, barley and canola takes place at the back end of autumn or in autumn. And the harvesting takes place in between spring and summer. Sunflowers is atypical of what we've had previously. Planting in spring, summer, harvesting summer, autumn, not a problem. Soybeans, again, slightly different. Short period of planting availability in spring, so the latter 2/3 of spring, and then harvesting late end of summer and early winter. So actually harvesting possibly here in winter, not sort of cutting off and not being able to harvest at the end of spring, autumn or fall. Corn, potatoes, sugar beet, similar to what we've had previously. Planting in spring, harvesting summer, falling into autumn. Okay, not much difference there. Oilseed radish and poplar are able to be planted and harvested year round. Okay, grass. As you can see with grass, we can plant it year round and we can harvest it almost year round. The only time we can't harvest any grass is the first third of winter. Okay, so that means that the Lord of the Grass could have a fantastic time when he's playing with this GEO, mowing to his heart's content. Anyway, and of course the last one, you will notice that it is sugarcane ready. Sugarcane is enabled for the mod. 12 degrees is the temperature of the ground you will need, and you can plant through spring, early summer, and autumn and first part of winter, and you can harvest year round. Now the big thing for that, as far as I'm concerned, for my gameplay will be that I will probably almost always plan to have my sugarcane harvesting in the winter, particularly when I'm playing the seasons mod and I'm playing anything more than a 6-day cycle, because I'm always after stuff to do in that period. So that way you can actually be harvesting in winter, so it gives you something to do in that layoff time when you're not dealing with the rest of your crops. All right. So apart from that, everything else is pretty much the same. So there's no changes, as you would know from just inserting a different GEO. It's just actually the way everything is managed in relation to the actual harvesting and planting times. So not much else to really cover. What we will do is we'll just sit back here, and what we're going to do is we're going to fast forward time, particularly through to just before, the end of autumn, and make sure that we don't get too much in the way of wet weather in winter, but we'll just keep an eye on the ground temperatures and the ambient temperatures, or the weather temperatures, as we go along. So let's go. So we'll bump it right up, and as we go through, you'll see that we're early spring, so we've got up to 9 degrees, bit of rain, 4th day of spring. Days are still relatively warm, they're not cold. 11 degree soil temperature. Day 6 of mid-spring. Should be getting close to getting, there we go, now we've got 12 degrees. So at this point in time, we would now be right to plant our sugarcane. And obviously these temperatures are in centigrade. I'm using centigrade, I'm not using Fahrenheit, so feel free to convert those as you would see fit. Late spring, a bit more rain. Temperature still around the 20s, which is fine. 15 degrees soil temperature. Coming to summer soon. Here we go, we transition to summer. And now we should see the ambient temperatures will start to rise. So as you can see, we had 26, I think it was, 28. Soil temperature of 18. Nothing like our 45 degrees we had the other day. This is early January 2018. Soil temperature still at 19 degrees, 20 degrees now. We're at midsummer. 34 degrees ambient temperature. Coming into late summer, bit of rain. But heading to autumn, then we'll start to see a bit of a transition in our temperatures coming down again. There we go, autumn or fall. So traditionally the particularly daylight savings, those states in Australia that don't have daylight saving, the days start to get a little bit shorter. Still reasonably good temperatures there. We're talking high 20s, 30, low 30s. Ground temperature of 18 degrees still. So still nice and warm for all our crops to be planted. A bit more rain, mid-autumn. In the last third of autumn now. Ambient temperature, our weather temperature is about 20 degrees during the day now. So it's dropped a little. Our soil temperature is now down to 12 degrees. So at this point now we'll start being right at the border of whether we actually plant our sugarcane. Right, so now we've gone under 12 degrees. Now we're in winter. We'll just back it off a little bit and just see what sort of weather we're going to be getting. Alright, let's bring up, I should have had that up to start with, I apologise. So I've now brought the forecast up. So as you can see, there's nothing listed there in the way of snow. There will be a lot of rain generally in winter. Well, I say a lot of rain. There will be a fair amount of rainfall generally. However, it doesn't mean you're going to have a lot of rain, and it's certainly not the norm to have huge amounts of wet, although it does occasionally happen. But I think more traditionally the big wet is sort of like Queensland, Northern Territory in the summer or coming into summer. But obviously with the weather the way it is, it changes, and you could get any sort of weather at any sort of time basically. There we go, so we're in the middle of winter and we've got an 8 degree soil temperature and we've got 15 degree daylight temperature. So that's why we can still be planting our crops, because we've still got nice warm soil. Going through into late winter now. As you can see, we just got some nice sunny days coming up. Going through spring. And there you have it. So there's a year of the weather with the Australian Geo mod. So it's going to be pretty good, I think. I'm certainly looking forward to it personally. I am going to run a bit of a series on this map and just testing it out and just seeing how it goes in a 6-day cycle. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick insight into the South Australian Geo for the Seasons mod by Realismus Modding. And if you have any questions or anything, let me know down in the comments and I will try and help you out. If you want to download the Geo, I'll provide a link to the GitHub for Realismus Modding, and you'll have to download it from there and zip the file up and put it in your mods directory. But anyway, that's it. Let's go do some farming down under. So all we need now is a few extra Australian maps and we'll be a bonza. Thanks very much for watching, and we shall see you back here soon at Duckzorly Gaming. Hooroo!